Coming in, and away they go. Magic Tattoo in the yellow in the middle bounced out well. Mrs. Browning to the inside in the blue cap has got a bit of speed as well. And Quantum Theory in the pink is a few lengths off the leader. Now I Got You also a few lengths behind them. Then Cleaver Green further back and Wind Water 4 or 5 lengths off the leader as they travel through to the 700 metre marker. Magic Tattoo's in front and leads the way. Mrs. Browning is over towards the inside. Quantum Theory about 2 or 3 lengths off the leader. Now I Got You behind them. Cleaver Green's in the white cap and Wind Water's on the extreme outside, but still got about 4 or 5 lengths to make up. They've come now past the 400 and it's Magic Tattoo the leader from Mrs. Browning. Quantum Theory got 2 lengths to find on the leader. Cleaver Green over to the outside is looking to bridge the gap and Wind Water's not going on with its effort whatsoever. Magic Tattoo now as they pass the 150. Mrs. Browning to the inside, then comes Cleaver Green is trying to close them down all the time. Cleaver Green coming at Mrs. Browning, Cleaver Green, Mrs. Browning, they go to the line together. Mrs. Browning, Cleaver Green then came behind that. Magic Tattoo, Quantum Theory behind them. You further back in the field. A look at the head-on replay will show that it is Mrs. Browning who's as courageous as they come. Well done, of course, to all involved here, to Lawrence Werners, who is on course and will, of course, come and lead in his filly. To the Hyperpain Syndicate, Johnny, well done to Johnny Peter. Got shares in the filly and Sean Terry. They were Sean spoke to Nico just before the race and he gave quite a bit of confidence in that. He thought, if this wasn't too short, that should be the right one. So that paid 540 a win on the tote, beating the 4 Cleaver Green with short heads between them and the 2 Magic Tattoo staying on for trifecta money. And then we'll confirm the rest of the placings as they come across the line. But that's basically the outcome of race number 6 from Turffontein.
Well, race number 6, an exciting finish there between obviously 2 really good horses and a few good runs behind them as well. But Mrs. Browning, this daughter of Rafif, has come through in the Werner's colours in partnership with Mr. Wilson and Hyperpaint as well. Wilke Botschrift and turffontein, Sean Terry and Rachel Venniker. Lovely to have you back on the half-out, and how was that for a nice strong ride? Well done.
Thank you very much. This is a really lovely filly. The way she went down today, I thought, sheepers, if she's got the pace for this 1160, she's done with a huge shot.
She's obviously really, really good.
I think she might be. That's more Mr. Terry's department, but I said, she's a very, very pacey filly, got a lovely action on her, and I must say a massive thank you to him for putting me on. I watched her first win this morning as a replay, and I thought, this is a very nice little horse he's got here. So a massive thank you to him.
Well, we love having you here. I'm glad you got a winner, so you come back more often. And I'm sure Sean and Mr. Verners and everyone are very happy with the ride.
Thank you very much. And with that, I must say a massive thank you to Mr. Verners. It's my first winner in his colours. So it's great for that. And for Mr. Wilson and Mr. Peters as well, joint owners in this filly, thank you so much for the opportunity. It's really appreciated.
Well done.
Thank you. And to the Academy, of course, back home, and my sponsor, Johnson Workwear.
Here we go. That's Rachel Venniker. Yes, she is. She knows that all right. That is no doubt anymore. Sean, lovely ride by Rachel. And thank you very much for the confidence you gave to Nico. You were bullish.
I just felt that she could be competitive in a race like this, especially with this thing out of the ground. She is a filly that's had a few soundness issues. We've had to give her a bit of time. But I must just thank the owners, obviously, for their patience. Lawrence and his family, Harry Wilson, and the Hyperpaint Syndicate, Johnny Peter. Champion group of guys, and they were very patient. They let me do my thing. A few times I said, guys, sorry you'll be taking so long, but I've got to do what I've got to do. And they said, do what you want to do, and that's fine. And I must say well done to them. Obviously to Rachel, a very nice ride. And it's been hard work at home with this filly, so I'm glad she's done it in good style today.
What sort of thoughts for her next, Sean?
There was always, she came with quite a reputation, and there was talk about her being able to stay, being the full terra groster, but she shows me speed at home. And I tried around the turn twice, and I just felt that she didn't, she travelled a bit too well. So I thought we have to come back to the straight. And I could consider the 14 again, the Tibashina Gravel. It's an easier 14. We could nominate for a race like that. Otherwise, we can just take it easy. I mean, she's only had 4 runs. She's won 2 of them. She's had a few issues, so there's no rush.
It's a nice problem to have when she's talented. Well done.
Yes, I think she's going to grow from strength to strength. The challenge, obviously, being just to keep her sound. And, hopefully she goes on from here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well done, Sean. Thanks for the confidence prior to the race. Now we have a Piwe, and he doesn't want to talk, so I'll talk for him. But a Piwe looks after this horse, and she's very good at Piwe. Well done to you. Here's the check from World Sports Betting for R1,500. And yeah, congratulations. I think this horse can win a few big races. Well done.
Thank you of the winner.
Yes, well said. Lovely winner, and you work for Sean Terry. And there's your check. Please take your check. I will shake your hand, sir. Well done. Definitely will shake your hand. Thank you very much. So Piwe, World Sports Betting, thank you. Well done to all the connections. Mrs. Browning's done it. 8, 4, 2 and 1.